Listen, if you're a coach, consultant, or service provider and you're not doing this, it's probably the reason that you are not hitting $50 to $100,000+ months. What I mean by this is productized services. Now, what is a productized service? Okay, now let's say that you are a media buying agency, right? And so you buy media, meaning like you buy Facebook, YouTube, TikTok ads, whatever the case, right? Whether you do it as a service or you do it as a coach, consultant, or you just kind of like teach people how to do the thing. Most people, what they do is they just generalize it. They're like, hey, we do the service, which frankly is commoditized, right? Like everything in the world for the most part is commoditized. But what is not commoditized is a proprietary method, okay? And to create a proprietary method, first, basically, you have to look at it as the mechanism. The mechanism is a framework, and a framework is just simply a algorithm, a step, if this, then that. Do this, and then that goes to this, and then that goes to this. And you systemize that, productize that, build a framework inside of that. That becomes your mechanism. An example for us would be C4. So C4 is the method that we use to build explosive businesses. And how that works is you build content, you go to community, you build conversations, and from there you have conversions. So it's a 4-step process, but frankly, it's having conversations with people on social media to sell them stuff. But if I told you, yeah, dude, I can help you, we just gotta have conversations with people on social media and sell them stuff, you'd think I'm an idiot, and you would think I don't know what I'm doing, and it's commoditized. Like, oh, well, that just kind of sounds like running ads. That kind of just sounds like doing social media stuff. And to a degree, they are right. That stuff is involved in that. But because I packaged what you need to do in a specific method, in a specific framework, in a specific sequence, now it is the mechanism in which how we get the majority of our clients for every single business. Every single business, and we have businesses from IRA businesses to e-commerce to coaching to consulting to service providers. We got it all, and we use the same framework, okay? So what I want you guys to think through is, how do I build a framework for whatever it is that I'm doing? If you're helping people save money on taxes, what's the framework that you can do? What are the steps that you can take that in, right? If you're helping people scale their ads on YouTube, what's the sequence and how you help people do that? Write that down, systemize that, and build it as a framework. No one can take your specific framework away from you. That's how books are written. Books have like specific frameworks and sections. And so there's my buddy Ryan Levesque has a thing called the Ask method. Really, it's just using quizzes, right? But he built it in a specific way that I think he even has a software for that stuff, right? So the big reason that you're not growing, if you're a coach, consultant, service provider, is because you don't have a mechanism. A lot of people come to us in the fitness space and they teach people how to lose weight. But some people do vegan, some people do keto, some people do carnivore, some people do HIIT. And if you package that into a system that you have, into a specific timeline, now you have your results. In the next 12 weeks, I'm gonna show you how to build muscle, lose fat, and work out 3 times a week using the lean framework, or my lean system, right? And all it would be is doing carnivore, doing HIIT 3 times a week, and doing breath work, right? And it's gonna create XYZ results. And now you have a timeline in which people can follow through step by step by step that belongs to you, and it separates you. And when you do that as well, it helps you optimize and systemize what you're doing. For agencies, for example, right? If you have a framework, let's say you do email services, right? You can create a framework and you productize this. Now you also specialize in a very unique thing. It allows you to charge more. It allows you to templatize things, for example, on the email thing. Step 1, we build your cart abandonments and browse abandonments and initial sequence. Step 2, we segment the list in this manner. Step 3, we clean the list before we broadcast. Step 4, we broadcast to these particular things to test, and then we launch this. Now, that is basically a machine that you've created, kind of like how cars are made, right? They go through a machine, they go through a system, it's completely systemized, step by step by step. It's a factory, right? And now you have a factory that you're doing the same thing, just more and more and more and more in the same steps. It allows you to simplify, systemize everything, optimize for yourself, optimize having to hire less people because it's more of a production run that you're doing rather than customized bespoke stuff, which is very, very difficult to scale. And it allows you to charge more because you're not a generalist. you're not only a specialist, you're a specialist that built out their own framework. If you noticed, if you know anything about us, you know that we have multiple agencies, but they all do one productized thing. Our email and SMS agency just does that for e-commerce people. Our social media growth agency only does that for specific things. Our content distribution company does the same. Our personal ads and funnels agency only does personal ads and funnels in a specific framework. We start with the funnel. We then go into the ads, creating ads. And so what that does is it allows us to templatize, systemize, optimize, and make everything more efficient for ourselves, for our clients, and for our team. So everywhere from the billing to the onboarding to the next steps to the templates to everything else is very organized. It allows us to charge more, and it allows us not to think about doing 10 different things. It also makes it very easy for us to upsell into the next system and the next system and the next system. So if you're doing anything, coach, consultant, service provider, course creator, whatever it is, and you're not building a framework, I want you to go right now, besides just follow me and then follow me on all social media platforms at Los Hustle. But I want you to go out and build this framework. How long is it going to last? What do I need to do? What are the steps? How do I simplify this? How do I optimize this? How do I make this a mechanism, a unique mechanism that I can go out and sell and productize so I can make my system work for everybody else, but simplify it so I can scale it for myself. If you guys want more info like this, subscribe, join the notifications, and follow at Los Hustle, and I'll see you guys later.